Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka. Oh, you know what? Shoot, I'm talking about my microphone. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm sorry. Got my microphone behind me. Hold on, man. Let me get my mic set up. I'm sorry, y'all. It might have went to my default microphone. Let me. Yeah, it was on my default mic. Testing, 1, 2. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Welcome back to the fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanche Radamas, aka Blanchy Kruger. And today's show is going to be a good show. A young lady named Simply Nat did a video and it went viral. And it was about a guy that she had a bad experience with on a date. She talked about his everything from his hairline or his hair to his clothes to his breath to his body odor to his lines, everything. She really had a very bad experience. But we're going to look at this video. We're going to uncover this story piece by piece. Again, this is an impromptu live. I wasn't planning on going live today, but let's jump right into it. Hope you all are able to tune in. Let's just jump right into it.
I was motherfucking catfish, bitch. Here's a story time real quick. So for a few months, me and this guy keep matching on this dating site, right? But me, after a week, if we don't speak, I immediately unmatch, right? So finally, last week, we matched again and he finally spoke, right? He's like, you're so beautiful or whatever, I'd love to take you out. So we exchanged numbers for us to go out. Mind you, I didn't have any reservations because the conversation on the phone seemed very productive. He seemed very attentive and all that. And for like days leading up to our date, he was checking in, like the good mornings, all of that. Like communication was beautiful. So he tells me he wants us to meet at Yard House, right? So I get there and I made it there before him. So I'm waiting inside. I didn't know, and I think he didn't know that you needed a reservation. So we ended up maybe waiting like 20 minutes, right? So when he walked up to me, the person I saw in person was not the person from the profile, right? Now, let me show you the profile pictures. Now, it's very important to pay attention to the age. On the profile, it says 44. Talking to him, he said he's 45. So you know your girl is very thorough. So, of course, I ran a background check on him, and it came up that he's 48 years old, right? But he's still hanging on to the lie that he's 45 years old. So after a few minutes of waiting, I get a tap on my shoulder. And when I turn around, instantly I get fucking pissed, okay? Because the person that was in front of me is not the person from the profile, right? So, you know when your face get hot? Like when I get mad, my face gets hot and then it goes down to my chest. Instantly, I felt my mood was changing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm already here. Let me not be a bitch and see this through. Let me try to make it through this, right? Now, the pictures on the profile are so deceiving because in person, this man looked like he's mid-50s. Like he had everybody's Haitian uncle's shirt on with the two pockets in front. He had an overgrown afro that he patted down looking like Norbit. He walked in with glasses. He had that shirt on, jeans, and some fucking church shoes. I was mortified because, you know, when I go out, I put that shit on. I was pissed. So me being me, while he's talking to the hostess, I hit up the fucking group chat, okay? I let them bitches know that y'all need to call in an emergency in 30 minutes, okay? I had a backup emergency for my emergency, okay? Because if one person didn't come through, I know the other two will. And of course, I took a picture and showed them what this man looked like because they thought I was joking. And this is what he looks like in person.
Now, I got to stop it right here because the picture that she posted the picture that she posted has to be the worst picture that she could have ever taken of this man. Now, I want now, in this picture, she's taking a picture of the menu. Now pay attention that the menu says salads. So she's taking a picture, the menu says salads, and she's pointing at it. Man, this picture is crazy, man. Man, let me get through this video, man. Hold on. Let me get through this video, man. Hold on. Let me go.
And let me just show you the group chat real quick. So as the date progresses, he is giving me googly eyes. He's telling me how he's the luckiest man in the restaurant and that I'm so beautiful. Meanwhile, I'm trying to make my fucking exit, but we're seated too far from the exit and too far from the bathroom, right? This man looks at me and says, "Thank God you look like your pictures, because if you didn't, I would have had to get up and leave." Bitch, I know you lying. When I tell you God is working on me, because the way I refrained from going in on him, I was a lady, and y'all would be so proud of me. So then he asked me, "Why is such a beautiful girl like you single?" I looked at him and said, "Because a lot of men nowadays like to lie." And he's like, "Lie about what?" I was like, "For starters, especially when you meet men online, they portray to be something that they're not. They lie about their age. They mislead you with their pictures. And, you know, their lifestyle and all of that." He proceeds to tell me that he has a beautiful lifestyle and he would love to take care of me. And he has a Bentley Continental, but he had his driver drop him off, which he does have money, right? He does have money. But bitch, I can't do it. I cannot fucking do it. I don't know how these girls be doing it with Makilla Gorilla, but I could not do it with this man, okay? So I'm trying to get through the date. Then, after I told him about the age and the lying thing, he's like, "Well, it's just a little white lie." I was like, "Well, if you lie about little things, you'll lie about big things, won't you?" So he goes, "Well, I'm not lying. I told you that was my age." I was like, "Oh, okay. But as soon as I find out the truth, I'm out." Another important thing I did not tell you, bitch. This man's breath smelled like fucking shit. And to mask it, he had on this musk. It was like this, I don't know. It was a strong, earthy musk that I just did not like the scent, right? So I'm sitting across from him, but I positioned myself diagonally so he's talking to the side of my face because I didn't want to keep inhaling his breath, right? That was the longest half an hour of my life, okay? So when my food gets to the table, the first thing I do, I inhale that food, okay? I was done, and he was still messing around with his food. The waitress kept coming by. She's looking at the table and then leaving because she said she sees he's still eating, right? So, of course, she's not going to come and interrupt us. She asked us twice if everything was okay, and then she left. I kept trying to get her attention so she could bring us the fucking check. But this girl, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yo! So then he calls the driver to bring the car around, and he's like, "Where'd you park?" I was like, "Well, I parked upstairs," because you know me, I am not going to go on a first date without driving. You're not going to know where I live. He's like, "Well, I really wanted to pick you up, but I knew you wouldn't feel comfortable with that. So, but I know next time I could send a driver for you, and you know, you don't have to worry because I wouldn't want you driving this far this time of night." You're not going to see me again, sir. So we get to my car, and I don't even wait for him to be a gentleman to open my car door. I immediately open my driver's side door, and I place it between us. So I am in the position to get in the car, and he's on the other side. And he's like, "I really had a great time. We need to do this again." So then he's like, "Can I have a hug?" And I gave him a hug. Thank God he did not try to kiss me, because I would have lost it. I would have lost it. It was bad enough that I hugged him because the smell of his musk was now on me. And that musk was disgusting. The whole drive home, I could smell it on me, and I'm like, I need to wash this shit off of me, because nobody should be wearing that shit. Fuck. So after this experience, I have officially removed myself from the dating pool, okay? No, thank you. I am not interested. I am content where I am. No, it's not for me. Nope.
So
attentive and
let me first deal with the guy. I'm gonna deal with him first. Let me deal with the guy. Why is the image not coming up? It won't let me pull this image up for some reason. Let me pull the guy up. Here we go. So let me say this. This is for all the men listening. Men, when you are dating a woman and you start giving her a whole bunch of compliments off the rip, every guy does this that tries to get with them because men believe by giving her compliments, they're trying to gain her approval. When in actuality, women are not wired that way. That women are not wired that way. They think they are, but they're not. Giving her compliments like that, I'm the luckiest guy in the restaurant, you're so beautiful, those are actually turnoffs. She don't respond to that. She doesn't respond at all. So, fellas, what you should be is just normal. Every guy that she meets, most of them that are interested in her, flood her with compliments. How do you stand out? By not doing that. Don't do that because she's heard it 1,000 times and she knows it's not true. Women are very realistic with themselves, not with the world, but with themselves. They're very honest with themselves. So you doing that is a surefire way to turn them off and put yourself in the category of a simp or a buster. Now, in this picture right here, she has this guy in here looking crazy. He has the old school afro. Maybe you've seen this afro in the usually like, I don't know, George Jefferson or James Evans from Good Time or somebody auditioning for a civil rights play. I don't know, but the afro is out of control. So, and then the shirt is crazy too. So the outfit's crazy, the afro is crazy, lying about your age is crazy. I didn't know if he has a Bentley, a driver or not. I don't know. But that's crazy. Anyway, but on this picture right here, it says salads on the menu. Now we all know that she ain't just eating no salads. And she says she inhaled her food. We all know that's how she eats, period. She's inhaling her food. So we're not gonna play this game like she's eating salads and no, she inhales her food. Now, I'm getting on him first because first of all, the men are the leaders. So as a man, you have to have better discernment when you are picking a woman. I don't know what made him think that he's going to pick this young lady. It's going to be a good date. You met her on a dating site, on an app. You can see she might be your type. I don't know. I don't want to judge. But if you actually went to her social media or you would know what type of woman that she is. Putting this man on blast was wrong. It was wrong. Somebody mentioned earlier, somebody said, what if he had mental health issues? I said, you know what? That's a great point. What if he had mental health issues? What if he had mental health issues and you put him on blast to the world and then he snaps and either snaps on himself or snaps on you? What if that happens? This is why I talk about women engaging in bad behavior. It's bad. Women, I keep telling y'all, women that engage in bad behavior, it's almost impossible to turn it around. As a woman, you got to be 110% against bad behavior because bad behavior has you believing that you can put this man on blast like this. You can put him on blast with no consequence. But hold on. But the afro looks crazy. The afro, you know how somebody's hair starts behind the hairline? The afro looks crazy. And the shirt looks crazy too. But we're gonna get back into it. Hold on.
For like days leading up to our date. Listen, I was motherfucking catfish, bitch. Here's a story time real quick. So for a few months, me and this guy keep matching on this dating site, right? But me, after a week, if we don't speak, I immediately unmatch, right? So finally, last week, we matched again and he finally spoke, right? He's like, you're so beautiful or whatever, I'd love to take you out. So we exchanged numbers for us to go out. Mind you, I didn't have any reservations because the conversation on the phone seemed very productive. He seemed very attentive and all that. And for like days leading up to our date, he was checking in, like the good mornings, all of that. Like communication was beautiful.
Now, pay attention. So far, he did everything that she wanted him to do. Everything. So far, he's on a good foot with her. So let's see what prompted her to put this man on blast like this. Let's see.
So he tells me he wants us to meet at Yard House, right? So I get there and I made it there before him. So I'm waiting inside. I didn't know, and I think he didn't know that you needed a reservation. So we ended up maybe waiting like 20 minutes, right?
You don't need a reservation to go to Yard House. Yard House is over here in the Battery. You don't need a reservation to go to Yard House. It's a restaurant / bar / you don't need a reservation to go to Yard House. I don't know where she got that from. It's not fine dining. You can literally just walk in. People just walk in and sit down. So it might have been crowded, but reservation, no, not for Yard House. I'm sorry, no. But let's continue.
So when he walked up to me, the person I saw in person was not the person from the profile, right? Now let me show you the profile pictures. Now it's very important to pay attention to the age. On the profile, it said 44. Talking to him, he said he's 45. So you know your girl is very thorough. So of course, I ran a background check on him, and it came up that he's 48 years old, right? But he's still hanging on to the lie that he's 45 years old.
So the problem is that, and I'm gonna get in her in a second. The problem is that he's lying about his age. Again, he's trying to impress the woman. Listen, fellas, if you are trying to impress a woman, you are going to get out of character. You can't impress a woman. You have to just be a good man, and then she is impressed by that. But trying to impress a woman, you will always get out of character. Always. Be normal. Don't lie about your age. Do not lie about your age. I'm 47 years old, and guess what? I tell them I'm 50 years old. I go up. Do not lie about your age. For what? You're trying to seem younger to appeal to her, and look what it got you. She did a background search and found that you was older. Don't lie. Don't lie to these women, fellas. Don't do it. You're trying to impress her, and when you try to impress a woman, you will always be out of character. You impress a woman by having character, morals, standards, respect, all the stuff you got to work for to get. Be a good man to impress the woman. You want to quote unquote impress her. But you saw what happened.
So after a few minutes of waiting, I get a tap on my shoulder. And when I turn around, instantly I get fucking pissed, okay? Because the person that was in front of me is not the person from the profile, right? So, you know when your face get hot? Like when I get mad, my face gets hot and then it goes down to my chest. Instantly, I felt my mood was changing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm already here. Let me not be a bitch and see this through. Let me try to make it through this, right? Now, the pictures on the profile are not be a bitch and see this through. Let me try to make it through this, right? It's not the person from the profile, right? So, you know when your face get hot? Like when I get mad, my face gets hot and then it goes down to my chest. Instantly, I felt my mood was changing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm already here. Let me not be a bitch and see this through. Let me try to make it through this, right? Now, the pictures on the profile are so deceiving because in person, this man looked like he's mid-50s. Like he had everybody's Haitian uncle's shirt on with the two pockets in front. He had an overgrown afro that he patted down looking like Norbit. He walked in with glasses. He had that shirt on, jeans, and some fucking church shoes. I was mortified because, you know, when I go out, I put that shit on. I was pissed.
So she got upset because he looked different than his picture. I'm going to ask you all a question right now. How many times have you seen a woman's picture, seen a woman online, or seen something of a woman and then saw her in person and it ever matched? How many of you fellas, men, have ever seen a woman online or a picture and you saw her in person and it matched? Where you said, okay, that's her. That's my question. So the standard that she set for him is a standard that 9.9 out of 10 women don't meet. Rarely does a woman actually match her profile or her picture. Because most of the time they're putting up their best picture, their best self, their best face. So she said the conversation was good. He was attentive. He was proactive. They're on a date. And she says that he doesn't match his profile picture. Now I get it. The afro that on his head is unacceptable. I don't know if he's auditioning for a new Roots series. I don't know what he's doing, but the afro is unacceptable. The shirt, also unacceptable. I don't even know where he got the shirt from. Do they even sell them shirts? I don't even know. So afro unacceptable, shirt unacceptable, and lying about his age is unacceptable. Those are three unacceptable things. But do those three things warrant him to be shamed to the world? Do those three things mean that he deserves to be shamed to the planet? Let's continue.
So, me being me, while he's talking to the hostess, I hit up the fucking group chat, okay? I let them bitches know that y'all need to call in an emergency in 30 minutes, okay? I had a backup emergency for my emergency, okay? Because if one person didn't come through, I know the other two will. And of course, I took a picture and showed them what this man looked like because they thought I was joking. And this is what he looks like in person.
This picture is crazy. But again, notice she has a menu saying salads and knowing good and well she didn't eat no salad. She ate a full meal with a meat and a carb. I guarantee it, and some starch. So this picture of the salads is just all cap. I'm mad that she took a picture of the salad with him, but his picture is crazy though. Let's continue.
And let me just show you the group chat real quick.
Group chat. I've been bamboozled. I came on a date that looks nothing like his picture. I might need you guys to call me in an emergency in 30 minutes. Lakeisha said leave. Let's continue. Lakeisha said, I want to see the pic he used to successfully bamboozle you. He's got to be 50 plus. His breath smells like, and he's trying to cover it up with his cologne. Lakeisha says, freaking illegal. Amara says, girl, go to the bathroom. Then she says, so we need to call. We never got to go. We never got the go. I don't know what that means. I don't know.
So as the date progresses, he is giving me googly eyes. He's telling me how he's the luckiest man in the restaurant and that I'm so beautiful. Meanwhile, I'm trying to...
Stop. Listen, guys. Listen, fellas. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Listen, man. You see clearly women don't respond to that. You had great conversation. You paying for the date. You respectful. You all these things, and she don't care. Stop doing that. You're the luckiest guy in the restaurant. You're so beautiful. Stop. Women don't respond to that. They don't. They respond to mental stimulation. Yeah. They respond to great conversation. Yes. Personality. Yes. But all of this, you so beautiful, googly eyes and all this. He looked drunk. I think he was drunk. So I don't know.
Make my fucking exit, but we're seated too far from the exit and too far from the bathroom, right? This man looks at me and says, thank God you look like your pictures, because if you didn't, I would have had to get up and leave. Bitch, I know you lying. When I tell you God is working on me because the way I refrained from going in on him, I was a lady and y'all would be so proud of me. So then he asked me, why is such a beautiful girl like you single? I looked at him and said, because a lot of men nowadays like to lie. And
why is a beautiful woman like you single? This is why you don't do it. Because the first thing she says is because men lie. Now, who believes that this woman is being honest? We're going to uncover all of it, but I'm asking y'all the question, who believes that this woman is being honest? Now, her standard for the man is he has to match his profile picture. He has to be attentive. He has to call. He has to set up the date. He has to have all these things in order, and he has to be honest. So look at her criteria for him, and we're going to get her criteria for herself.
He's like, lie about what? I was like, for starters, especially when you meet men online, they portray to be something that they're not. They lie about their age. They mislead you with their pictures and, you know, their lifestyle and all of that. He proceeds to tell me that he has a beautiful lifestyle and he would love to take care of me, and he has a Bentley Continental, but he had his driver drop him off, which he does have money, right?
Again, why are you telling this woman you got a Bentley Continental GT with a driver? Why are you trying to impress women? It doesn't work. Do you all realize that a woman will walk past a guy with all his ducks in a row and go to a Pookie or a Ray Ray? Women like men based on how men make them feel. That's it. So you trying to impress her with drivers and compliments and meals, it ain't gonna work. You ended up on social media getting blasted. Just be normal. Just be yourself. Does she look like she deserves a Continental GT Bentley on the first date? Does she look like she deserves a Continental GT Bentley on the first date? Honestly. No. Listen, fellas, you gotta learn this. Women don't respond to things that they didn't earn. Women are earn-based creatures. It's in their nature to seek approval from a man, not to be trying to be impressed by the man. I'm telling you, it's not. I don't care what they tell you. It's not in their nature. So don't do it. This girl's doing a video with a bonnet on and a sports bra. Do you think she deserves to get picked up in a Continental GT Bentley on a first date? Come on. We got to stop. You got to stop.
He does have money. But bitch, I can't do it. I cannot fucking do it.
Now, she said he was attentive. He's respectful. He got money. He took her out. He was proactive. He was all of these things. But the one thing, the two things, the three things she can't get over is the afro, the shirt, four things: afro, shirt, the breath, and the musk. Well, I guess that's a lot of things. It's four things, but you see that all those compliments and stuff didn't matter. He would have been better off just being himself. He would have been better off just being himself. Because you see the end result. The end result is she on social media blasting you to the world, showing the world how you was a simp. You was a simp. And why were you a simp? Because you were going against your principles. You went against your principles. There is no honorable way to impress a woman. It's not. It's just not. Many men have died trying to impress a woman. You impress a woman by being a good man. That's it. If she don't rock with that, then keep moving. But you can't impress a woman. You can't impress her with money and cars and dinners and purse. It don't work. She'll take all that stuff from you and then go to the guy she really care about, the Pookie or the Ray Ray or the Umar.
I don't know how these girls be doing it with Makilla Gorilla, but I could not do it with this man, okay? So I'm trying to get through the date. Then, after I told him about the age and the lying thing, he's like, well, it's just a little white lie. I was like, well, if you lie about little things, you'll lie about big things, won't you? So he goes, well, I'm not lying. I told you that was my age. I was like, oh, okay. But as soon as I find out the truth, I'm out. Another important thing I did not tell you, bitch.
Another thing, fellas, don't lie to women. Don't do it. I learned years ago, when you ain't got to lie. Tell them the truth. Women are going to respect you more if you tell them the truth. Trust me. I'm just telling you. Tell them the truth. Don't lie to them. Don't lie to them. Because if you lie to them, you're going to encourage bad behavior. And what she's engaging in right now is bad behavior. And once you meet a woman that shows you she's okay with bad behavior, do not date her. Don't marry her. Because that bad behavior will be almost impossible to turn off or reverse. I'm telling you, don't do it. You're dealing with a woman's nature and dealing with bad behavior. Don't do it. All this is bad behavior. Putting somebody on blast because you didn't like the date is bad behavior. Now, there's a guy that she likes that probably gets to come by the house and do whatever he wants to do with her with no problem. She would never put him on social media. There's a guy that she respects. He got access to everything. She probably giving him money and everything. She would never put him on blast on social media. Never. So I'm telling you guys, there's always a guy in these women's life, whether he's hovering around or whether she's dealing with him, that can do anything with her. He can. So it doesn't make any sense for you all to sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. Just be a good man. If she don't rock with it, that's it. That's her loss. All this telling her she's the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm the luckiest guy in the restaurant. Oh, while you're single, you're so beautiful. I got a Continental GT Bentley. Let me take you out. I can take care of you. It don't work. Just be a good man. Just be a good man. And I promise you're going to find a good woman.
Man's breath smelled like fucking shit. And to mask it, he had on this musk. It was like this I don't know. It was a strong, earthy musk that I just did not like the scent, right? So I'm sitting across from him, but I positioned myself diagonally so he's talking to the side of my face because I didn't want to keep inhaling his breath, right? That was the longest half an hour of my life, okay? So when my food gets to the table, the first thing I do, I inhale that food, okay? I was done, and he was still messing around with his food.
She says she inhales the food. Ma'am, you always inhale the food. This ain't the first time you inhaled, and it won't be the last. Sound like Bill Clinton, I didn't inhale. No, ma'am, you inhale. And you inhale quite often. Stop the cap. That's how you eat. And it wasn't a salad. Like I said, it was meat and a heavy starch and carbs. I know that. And bread. A lot of bread, too.
The waitress kept coming by. She's looking at the table and then leaving because she said she sees he's still eating, right? So, of course, she's not going to come and interrupt us. She asked us twice if everything was okay. And then she left. I kept trying to get her attention so she could bring us the fucking check. But this girl, oh my God. Oh my God. Yo. So then he calls the driver to bring the car around. And he's like, where'd you park? I was like, well, I parked upstairs because you know me. I am not going to go on a first date without driving. You're not going to know where I live. He's like, well, I really...
She's lying. There's a guy out there that she will break all of her rules for. Women are emotional. So when they're talking to you, it's just words because their feelings are going to override what they've said. It's going to override everything. So when she says she don't do this, she don't do that, it just depends on the guy. There's always a guy that she'll break the rules for. Just like it's always a girl the guys will break his rules for. It's always a rule breaker out there. So what she's talking about is just for the guy that she doesn't like. All these rules that she has are for guys that she don't care about. But the guy that she likes, the guy that she really interested in, she breaks all her rules for him. All her rules. Can you all hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. This is why it doesn't make any sense for you guys to go on these dates and do all this ridiculous stuff, all this trying to impress women for what? Just be a good man. Just be yourself. If you being yourself ain't good enough, then guess what? She ain't the one for you. That's it.
I wanted to pick you up, but I knew you wouldn't feel comfortable with that. So, but I know next time I could send a driver for you, and you don't have to worry because I wouldn't want you driving this far this time of night. You're not going to see me again, sir. So we get to my car, and I don't even wait for him to be a gentleman to open my car door. I immediately open my driver's side door, and I place it between us. So I am in the position to get in the car, and he's on the other side. And he's like, I really had a great time. We need to do this again. So then he's like, can I have a hug? And I gave him a hug. Thank God he did not try to kiss me because I would have lost it. I would have lost it. It was bad enough that I hugged him because the smell of his musk was now on me. And that musk was disgusting. The whole drive home, I could smell it on me. And I'm like, I need to wash this shit off of me because nobody should be wearing that shit.
So I'm going to say this, right? So this is where he messed up on this date. This is where he messed up. He messed up, first of all, by trying to impress her. Because the reason why men try to impress is because men don't feel they're adequate enough. They don't feel like they bring enough to the table. And I'm like, if she doesn't like you for you, you screwed anyway. So don't do it. So the first mistake he made was trying to impress her. Just be a good man. The second thing was lying. Why are you lying about your age? Again, you feeling an insecurity about your age when, guess what? Telling you 60. Push the needle. I'm 60. Now what? The third thing was the hair, the afro. It is 2025. You can't show up like you just left like you just left Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can't do it. Stop. Be presentable. Always be presentable as a man for yourself. Be presentable. I don't care how you think it looks crazy. Your afro starting behind your hairline. Stop. Anyway, so that's where he made a mistake. He lied, the afro, the shirt, the breath, all that. With all that being said, do you all believe that was the worst date she's been on? No. So what warranted her to put this man on blast? What made her feel so comfortable to put this man on blast and expose him to the world? It's wrong. But you know what made her feel comfortable? It's called bad behavior. I'm telling you, fellas, listen, pay attention. Listen, fellas, if a woman engages in bad behavior, it is almost impossible to reverse that. Accepting bad behavior, being on camera with a bonnet on in your sports bra, posting the guy you on a date with, putting people on blast, all that, cursing on, all of this stuff is bad behavior. And it's going to affect relationships. It's going to affect your marriage. And don't add tattoos. Bad behavior with tattoos, with a woman's nature, you in trouble. As a man, it's supposed to be in this order: God, your purpose, and then the woman. That's the order. Any other order is not going to work. God, purpose, and then the woman. She is third. If you put that woman above your purpose, it's over. If you put that woman above God, it's over. She has to be behind your purpose. God, your purpose, and then it's her. So as a man, you should never try to impress a woman. Respect her. If she's your wife, you love her, take care of her. But as far as trying to impress her, that's what leads you into problems. You be a good man. She's going to be impressed. But again, what did this man do? What did this man do to warrant him being put on blast? And like somebody said earlier, what if he had mental health issues and they send him over the edge? She don't even care. Women are ruled by their emotions. So as a man, you cannot play that game with them. You have to stand on principles. So a man sets the standard. That means a man sets the standards. If a woman don't meet the standards, and guess what? She can't be with you. It's just that simple. You can call it red pill. You can call it whatever you want to call it. A man sets the standard. Why? Because he has the burden of responsibility. He got to take care of the family. He got to protect the family. He got to be strong when times are hard. He got to be vulnerable so he can hold her and console. He got to do all of these things a man got to be. He got to be all of these things. So he sets the standard, not the woman. She has to meet your standard. And a lot of men got out of pocket with that. You think that you got to meet her standard. Women don't have any standards. They don't. You can't be emotional and have standards. It's impossible. So women don't have any standards. What they have is what they're willing to do with this guy. That's what they have. They don't have standards. Women get standards with a man. Women get standards with a guy. If you talk to a good woman and she got married, she's going to tell you how her husband blessed her life. She's going to tell you how she realized how she was when she was single and how she is married. So fellas, don't do it. Fellas, don't do it. What this man did in this video was he had this woman and he thought she was going to be an easy win. If I do this, this, and this, I'm going to be able to sleep with her. But guess what? Joke's on you, buddy. The catfish got fished. Joke's on you. But let's continue. Let's continue. So this is her right here. This is her pre-surgery. This is her after surgery. Now, the problem I have with her is you on social media stunting and you didn't earn the body. You went and got surgery. Do you know how much character it takes to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not that person and I'm going to work out to become this person? Do you know how much character that takes? Do you know what kind of a person you become to look at yourself in the mirror and transform your body? Now imagine all those lessons get lost because she had a surgery. That's why I don't respect it. Because women never behave right after surgery. They never get the surgery and behave honorably. They always get the surgery and stunt. Why? Because the purpose of the surgery was to stunt. The purpose of the surgery wasn't to go out there and feed the homeless. It wasn't to go read to the kids in the orphanage. The purpose of the surgery was to go out there and compete with other women and stunt on men. That was the purpose of it. I wouldn't even date a woman that had BBL. I wouldn't even look at her because I know it took low character to even have surgery in the first place. So this woman is on social media stunting because she got the confidence now because she had a BBL surgery. But let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. They watching. Now, I want you to look at her right here. I want you to look at before and after. Now, when you give somebody something they didn't deserve, they never act right. Giving somebody something they don't deserve always encourages bad behavior. There's something about her, and she had to have a belly ring. Ain't that crazy? She had a belly ring in that. Could you, what? So what I'm saying is that when women do this, the intentions behind doing this are bad. They're not good intentions. They'll get on TV and say, or social media, I just wanted to feel better about myself. I had low self-esteem. That's all a lie. They got these surgeries to stunt. They want to stunt on the women and they want to stunt on the men. Now, I want you to look at her and look at her before and after and think about how she cheated the whole process. She's a cheater. She's a coward. This is a major character flaw. When all she had to do was stop eating, go on a diet, and work out. Control yourself. Control yourself. But she missed all those life lessons because she wanted to go out there and stunt and post guys online like she's better than him. When that guy goes to the gym, she doesn't. He at least goes to the gym. He can cut that hair off. He can change that shirt, but he at least still goes to the gym. But again, this is my problem. And this is most women. Most women have to be taught character by a man. Most women, their nature does not align with principles, morals, standards, because they're ruled by their emotions. They're slaves to their emotions and their feelings. So a woman learns character, how to be honorable from a man. Those are masculine traits. They're not women. Women justify anything based on how they feel. She put this man on blast based on how she felt. She never even thought about how he felt. She didn't care. She said he showed up, he catfished me, his breath stank, he was musty. I'm putting him on blast. As if that's the worst date she's been on. As if that's the worst date she's ever been on. Let's continue.
Everybody say they started from the bottom. Show me the bottom then. Show me where you.
Look at this. Look, stop. Look. Another thing y'all gotta understand too. When women get BBLs, it's because they have a bad shape. Here goes the secret. When women have BBLs, it's because they have a bad shape. Usually, they don't have any hips. Here goes the secret, fellas. When a woman doesn't have any hips, she's going to gain weight above the waist. She's going to have big arms and a big back. Built like a superhero. Big arms and a big back. And a big stomach. If she has hips, the weight is evenly distributed. So no hips, gain weight above the waist, hips, evenly distributed. So most women that have a BBL, get the surgery, they already have a bad shape. And you can see right here, she has a bad shape. She has no hips, big calves, no butt, broad shoulders, just a bad shape. And she thinks if I get the BBL, it's going to hide my shape. It never hides the shape. You just have a bigger bad shape. Let's continue. Even right here, in this picture. She looks slimmer, but as you can see, no hips. So even post surgery, when she gains weight, she's still going to gain weight on the top. I knew a young lady that spent $10,000 to get her stomach flat. She spent $10,000 on the stomach flat, put it in the butt. And I'll be darned, a year later, the stomach came back. Because when you remove fat like that drastically, it shocks the body. It confuses the body. The body's like, what's going on? All our fat just left. So it starts producing more fat. So the BBL, you don't just get it and have to live after. You got to get the BBL and you got to work to keep it. Let's continue. I told you, no butt, no hips, broad shoulders, big arms. I told you that's the shape. That's the candidate for the BBL shape is the woman with no hips. So if she don't have any hips, she gonna have big arms and a big back and a big stomach. I'm just telling you, it's genetics. No hips, you're gonna gain weight above the waist. If you have hips, the weight's evenly distributed. That's how it works. So you better thank God you got some hips, ladies. You don't have any hips, you better exercise and eat right. Again, like I said, she's twisting and curving the camera. She says 12 days post-op, but she didn't earn it though. I told you, they only get the BBL surgery to stunt. They want to stunt on somebody. They're not getting the BBL surgery to go feed the homeless and go help the blind kids cross the street. That's what they're getting the BBL to stunt. That's all they want to do, stunt on somebody. They want to make somebody feel how they felt. Getting that BBL is a sure way to know about somebody's character. I'm telling you. But let's continue. I found a video of her on her birthday right here.
Recording.
As you can see right here, even with the surgery, how does it look? What I tell you? Big arms, big back. I told you. This is after surgery. This is after surgery. You are never going to be able to defeat genetics, people. Never. All she had to do was be disciplined, and her slimmer body would have looked better. It would have looked better. Tierra says she never stopped eating. She never stopped eating. Now let me go to let me see if this image pops up. If it comes up, it won't do it. But back to him. Back to him. Now, this guy, she said he has money. So when somebody says he has money, I'm assuming he's in the top probably 5%, 1 to 5%. She says he has money. So a guy that has money and dating a woman like this, he has an identity problem. How he sees himself is not how he really is. And a lot of men go through this. It's an identity crisis. The image of ourselves is far lesser than what we actually are. And so in his case, this is an esteem issue, a low self-esteem issue. He doesn't think that he measures up, which is why when he comes to the table, he thinks he has to Bentley Continental GTs and I can take care of you and and all this stuff, when in actuality, either she likes you or she doesn't. She's on a date with you, so you haven't spent money yet. So clearly, that ain't why she's sitting in front of you. She probably saw you and said, ooh, I can come up. I got somebody. Now, I want y'all to realize something else too. This young lady, I found a, oh man, I can't get it. Let me see something. found something. So here goes a text message they exchanged. Here goes a text thread. Here goes the text thread between the two. Pay attention. Here goes the text thread. Glad the surgery was a success. Thank you. Time passes. He texts her, Happy Thanksgiving. Problem number one. She has not texted you. So you texting her Happy Thanksgiving, she ain't gonna respect it. She says, thank you, same to you. He shouldn't have texted her Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. You date, listen, you start trying to date somebody, they don't text you back, don't even play the game with them. Don't even play the game with them. Then she says, thank you, same to you. Then she says, that was on a Thursday. Then another Thursday at 10 a.m., she says a week later, good morning. Are you able to give me $200 for me to go to urgent care? Now, remember when she said that he was a liar. Now, she done posted everything on social media about him, but she didn't post that she asked that man for $200. What she didn't post was she was begging in the text thread. Now we off social media now. Social media, she can stunt. We talking about real life. So in real life, she begging the man for $200 to go to urgent care. Keep in mind, she ain't asking Pookie and Ray Ray and Umar for no money because she know the answer. Matter of fact, she giving them money. This is why I'm telling you all that you the most beautiful girl in the world and I can take care of you. I can do all this stuff. Look what it gets you. Good morning. Are you going to be able to give me $200? She ain't even text this man in a week. She ain't even thought about him in a week. And she texts him asking for money. So that means she could text him this entire time. But she was like, why would I text him if I can't get nothing? My mic still on? Cyber Dream said she doesn't have any insurance. Apparently not. Or she probably just lying and running games. She probably just lying. Listen, fellas, listen to me right now. The way you tell whether or not a woman is lying to you is you go by her actions. You cannot go. Testing, 1, 2. My mic keeps cutting off. It's weird. I don't know why it keeps cutting off. Anyway, you can tell if a woman is telling the truth by her actions. So the fact that she put this man on social media and put him on blast should let anybody know that she's not an honorable woman. The fact that she put this man on social media to be ridiculed by the world is an indicator that she is not an honorable woman, which means you should not believe what comes out of her mouth. Now, I don't believe she's lying about the Continental GT thing. I don't believe she's lying about what he was saying. I don't. I believe he did say those things. And again, as a man, you have to be okay with who you are. You have to. You got to be okay with who you are. Don't water yourself down. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't do any of those things because the woman that appreciates you is going to appreciate you. You don't have to jump through hoops. Just be a good man. Be an honorable man, a man of character and integrity and principles, and you're always going to win. But the moment you start trying to impress a woman, you are going to get out of character. You are going to violate principles. Don't do it. You impress a woman by how good you are as a man, how faithful you are to God. That's and your purpose. That's how you impress a woman. You impress a woman by your faithfulness to God and your purpose. That's how you impress the woman. Anything else is not going to work. Not going to work. And guess what? I don't even care if she marries you. She's going to divorce you later. Because again, she's ruled by her emotions. A woman's only going to be faithful to you if she's faithful to God. I'm sorry. If she ain't faithful to God, she ain't gonna be faithful to you. Because she's faithful to God, she can't rest on her emotions. She can't rest on her emotions. She's faithful to God. It's all about love for God. It's all about principles and character, faith, honor. It's all about those things, virtuous things. But if she ain't submitted to God, she ain't gonna never submit to you. I'll just be honest with you. So fellas, don't do it. Don't water yourself down. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't tell her she's the most beautiful woman in the restaurant. I'm luckiest guy. Don't do all that stuff. Just be a good man. This woman right here is what's wrong with the dating market. It's women being flooded with undue, unearned attention. Women are being showered with unearned attention, undeserved praise, undeserved attention, undeserved praise. Women don't respond well to that. It makes them almost insufferable. They didn't earn it. Anytime you see a woman that didn't earn something, she never has good character. I'll take it a step further. Anytime you see a person that didn't earn it, they have poor character. It's something about earning it. It's something about finding out who you are, something about achieving goals, something about going higher. It's something about putting your best foot forward and making something happen. Something about that. It's also something about a woman that goes to get surgery just to go show off to the world. It's a major character flaw. Somebody on Instagram said, currently, I ain't gonna say the location because she might be listening, but currently he's somewhere and he can't really enjoy it because it's, oh man, it's tough. I know. I got you. I ain't gonna put you on blast. I got you. Listen, every woman in my chat is gonna say they don't like men pandering to them. Every woman gonna say they don't like men pandering to them. You know why? Because she didn't earn it. They know they didn't earn it. A woman, listen, when you start praising a woman, she knows you're lying because she knows she didn't earn it. That's why I say don't do it. I'm not saying don't give your woman compliments. I'm saying don't be on the first date talking about I'm the luckiest guy in the restaurant. How do you even know that? How do you even know? You might have the worst woman in the restaurant. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Tomorrow, I want y'all to tune in because I'm going to have this guy on this show tomorrow. So this guy right here, he's going to be on the show tomorrow. He's going to give his side of the story. He's going to give his perspective. He's going to talk about how it is at his age, at 48, to be out here trying to date. So I want y'all to tune in tomorrow. And again, my purpose of this is to show you all that character matters. And when it comes to these women, all you have to do is look at their actions. They will always tell on themselves. Always. Women will always give it away with their actions. Always. Because again, they are ruled by their emotions. They're slaves to their emotions. As a guy, before you leave the house, you must know who you are. If you don't feel worthy of said woman, then don't date that woman. Date the woman on the level you feel comfortable on. I'm going to tell you right now, if you feel uncomfortable or you feel insecure, that means you don't belong. If you are dating somebody and you can't get comfortable and it make you feel a certain way, that means you don't belong. You don't belong with them. You should get with somebody and feel inspired. You should feel hopeful. You should feel good. Like I found one. But if you get with somebody and feel like they're not going to like you if you don't do this, now, he could have been doing all this stuff because he wanted to sleep with her. I'm going to say the same thing. you can still sleep with her without doing all this stuff too. You ain't got to do all this stuff, fellas. Now listen, I'm an advocate for waiting till marriage to have sex. But all this trying to impress these women, you can get more from a woman by being real from her than you can from pandering to her and being fake. I'm telling you, just be real. Be yourself. Be yourself. She's on a date with you for a reason. Now, is the dating market Diamone? Tomorrow, I'm going to go live at 9 o'clock tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be going live with the guy tomorrow. Now, is the dating market messed up? Yes. But the dating market is messed up because men aren't setting the standard and women are not checking their nature or their bad behavior. So what women have to start doing, women have to start rejecting the attention. You have to reject it. You have to reject the attention. Men, you got to get back to setting the standard, period. Men, you set the standard. All that sheet of table, all the prize, all that. Listen, men set the standards. The burden of the relationship falls on the man, not the woman. If somebody walks in the house and your wife is crying, they're going to say, what'd you do? They're going to say, what you do. The burden of a relationship falls on the man. So 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we have this guy coming on tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. Listen, I love y'all. Hope y'all had a great time tonight. It's impromptu live. Thank y'all for showing up tonight. Vintage Goods Willie, Peanut Butter Professor Sherman, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Listen, I love y'all. I want y'all to be blessed. And I will see y'all tomorrow night with this gentleman right here. Thank you so much.